Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that the longing you feel, the deep ache in your chest, the desire for love and connection, what if all of this is not a void, but a reflection of something much deeper? You see, there is a fundamental truth that many of us are not taught. Love does not come from others, it comes from within. The unloved woman is not unloved because she is unworthy of love, but because she has forgotten the most important source of love herself. Throughout life, we are conditioned to seek validation from the outside world. We are told that love is something that is given to us, that it must come from others, whether it's a partner, a family member, or a friend. But this is an illusion. When we place our self-worth in the hands of others, we give them the power to define us. We become dependent on external approval, and if that approval doesn't come, we are left feeling empty, unloved, and unwanted. But the key to breaking this cycle is realizing that love doesn't need to be earned or sought from others. True love arises from within. The unloved woman is, in fact, never truly unloved. She simply has not yet learned to love herself. And until she does, the love she so desperately seeks will always elude her. This is the illusion we must confront, the misunderstanding that keeps us trapped. The second step in understanding the unloved woman is to recognize that her greatest challenge is not others' failure to love her, but her own inability to accept and embrace who she truly is. You see, the unloved woman often struggles with feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and fear of rejection. She believes that in order to be loved, she must change, hide her flaws, or meet some external expectation. But in truth, the love she seeks can only come from accepting herself as she is. When a woman begins to fully accept herself, when she embraces both her light and her shadow, she begins to unlock a well of love that is hers to give and to receive. Here lies the paradox: the more a woman seeks love from others, the further it slips away. Love is not something to be chased or begged for. It is not something that is earned through sacrifice or submission. The more we yearn for it outside of ourselves, the more it seems to elude us. But when we stop seeking love in others, when we stop chasing and begin to simply be, love flows to us freely. Love is not a commodity that can be traded or possessed. It is an energy, a state of being, and it is naturally drawn to those who are at peace with themselves. But this is not an easy lesson to learn. For the unloved woman, the wounds of rejection may run deep. These scars, though painful, do not define her. Rejection is not a reflection of her worth, it is an opportunity for growth. When we are rejected, it is not a personal failure, it is simply an indication that we need to look inward. Healing begins not by searching for love outside ourselves, but by turning inward and confronting the wounds that keep us from seeing our own worth. As we heal, we realize that love cannot be found in the approval of others, it can only be found in the acceptance of ourselves. The final step is to embrace the journey of fulfillment. A woman who feels unloved often believes she is incomplete. She thinks that she needs someone else to fill the void she feels inside. But here is the truth: you are whole and complete as you are. Your fulfillment is not dependent on another person. It is found in the discovery of your own potential, your own strength, and your own unique value. When you recognize this, you will no longer feel like you need to be completed by someone else. You will attract a love that matches your completeness, and it will be a love that is based on the truth of who you are, not on an illusion of what you think you should be. The unloved woman is never truly unloved. She has simply forgotten the most important love, the love she must give herself. When she learns to embrace her own worth, when she accepts herself fully, the love she seeks will find her. The journey begins within, and once you discover this, you will no longer feel alone. You will stand with yourself, fully aware of your value, knowing that the love you need is already within you and always has been. For too long, we have been conditioned to believe that our worth is tied to the approval of others. We live in a world that thrives on external validation, likes, comments, compliments, and the constant approval-seeking behavior that has become part of our daily routine. From a young age, we are taught to measure our success, happiness, and even our value based on the opinions and recognition we receive from the world around us. The more validation we get, the more secure we feel. But here lies the truth: this is an illusion. The idea that our value is determined by what others think of us is a construct, a mirage in the distance that keeps us running endlessly, only to find that it vanishes the moment we reach for it. Think about it for a moment. When we constantly seek validation, we hand over our power to others. We allow their opinions, their judgments, and their perceptions to shape the way we see ourselves. We build our self-worth on something external, something that is fleeting, inconsistent, and ever-changing. One day we are praised and feel on top of the world. The next day the praise is withheld, and suddenly our sense of worth crumbles. What's worse is that this cycle can make us feel as if we are chasing something that will never truly satisfy us. We strive to please people, to gain their approval, and in doing so we lose ourselves. We forget the fundamental truth: our worth is not dependent on others. It never was. The greatest tragedy of seeking external validation is that it leads to a life of constant dependence on others for approval. We become like a leaf in the wind, blown in whichever direction the opinions of others take us. Our decisions, our actions, and even our identities are shaped by the need to be liked or admired. We wear masks, trying to fit in with what society expects, all while neglecting the voice within that knows who we truly are. The more we depend on others to tell us who we are, the more disconnected we become from our own true identity. But what if the key to freedom, fulfillment, and peace is to stop chasing that external validation and to begin looking inward? What if we allowed ourselves to define our worth, to set our own standards, and to live according to our values instead of the shifting expectations of the world? This is not to say we should disregard the opinions of others, but rather we must stop allowing them to determine our self-worth. The truth is, external validation is only as powerful as we let it be. When we begin to recognize our value independent of others' opinions, we step into a realm of freedom where we are no longer controlled by external forces. True self-worth comes from within. It is not something that can be given to us or taken away by others. It is an internal compass, a deep sense of knowing that we are enough, regardless of how others perceive us. This shift in mindset allows us to take ownership of our lives, to live authentically, and to make decisions based on our true desires and needs, not on the fear of rejection or the need for approval. When we stop seeking validation from others, we free ourselves from the constraints that society and its judgments place on us. The truth is, external validation will never provide the lasting fulfillment we seek. It is like drinking salt water to quench thirst. It may feel good for a moment, but it only leaves us wanting more. Fulfillment comes from understanding our intrinsic value, knowing that we do not need to earn our worth from others. We are inherently valuable simply by being who we are. When we grasp this truth, we stop seeking approval, and we begin to live life on our own terms. The journey to liberation begins the moment we let go of the illusion that we need others to validate our worth. The power lies within us to define who we are and what we are capable of. No longer will we be slaves to the opinions of others. No longer will we chase after the fleeting praise that comes and goes. Instead, we will stand firm in our truth, confident in our abilities, and secure in the knowledge that we are enough, just as we are. This is the path to freedom. This is the path to self-realization. And once we embrace it, we will find that the external validation we once sought so desperately is no longer necessary. We will no longer be bound by the need for approval, for we will have discovered the most powerful validation of all, the one that comes from within. There is a profound, life-altering truth that many of us overlook in our quest for success, happiness, and fulfillment. It is the truth that self-acceptance is not just a nice idea, but a powerful force that can shape your life in ways you've never imagined. Yet, despite its importance, so many spend their lives running from it, seeking validation in external sources, whether it's from relationships, achievements, or material things. But the true power, the power that has the ability to transform everything about you, lies in your ability to accept yourself fully, without hesitation or conditions. You see, the world teaches us to chase perfection. It conditions us to believe that we are only worthy of love and success if we meet a certain standard, if we fulfill the expectations placed on us by others. This pursuit of perfection can lead to frustration, self-doubt, and eventually a feeling of never being enough. We become entangled in the idea that to be truly valued, we must be flawless in every way. But the truth is, no one is perfect. And that imperfection is what makes you uniquely you. Your flaws, your struggles, your imperfections, they are not weaknesses, they are part of the strength you carry. They are part of the story that only you can tell. Imagine for a moment what your life could look like if you no longer measured your worth by the world's standards, but by your own understanding of who you truly are. What if you stopped allowing others to define your value, stopped comparing yourself to others, and simply accepted yourself as you are right now? The world would open up to you in ways you cannot even comprehend. Self-acceptance is the foundation of all personal growth. It is the key to unlocking your true potential. When you accept yourself, when you stop fighting against who you are, you free yourself to become everything you were meant to be. The journey to self-acceptance is not an easy one. It is not about simply looking in the mirror and saying, "I accept myself." It is a deep, transformative process that requires honesty, vulnerability, and courage. To accept yourself, you must first understand yourself. You must confront your fears, your insecurities, and your doubts. You must look at the parts of you that you've tried to hide, the parts of you that you are ashamed of, and choose to embrace them rather than reject them. It is in these very parts that your true power resides. In a world that constantly tells you to change, to fit in, to be someone you're not, self-acceptance is a radical act of rebellion. It is a refusal to conform to someone else's idea of who you should be. It is a declaration that you are enough, just as you are. And that declaration, when spoken from the heart, changes everything. It changes how you view yourself, how you interact with others, and how you approach the challenges that come your way. Self-acceptance also brings a sense of peace. It frees you from the burden of comparison, from the constant pressure to measure up, from the relentless pursuit of perfection. You begin to realize that the journey you are on is unique to you, that your path is yours to walk, and that there is no one else who can walk it for you. You stop judging yourself for the things you haven't achieved yet, and instead, you celebrate the progress you've made. Every step, every lesson, every challenge you overcome becomes a testament to your strength, your resilience, and your ability to move forward with grace. And the power of self-acceptance doesn't just stay within you, it radiates outward. When you accept yourself, you allow others to accept themselves as well. You become a beacon of light for those around you. Your acceptance becomes an invitation for others to do the same. It fosters connection, it fosters love, and it fosters understanding. The more you accept yourself, the more you inspire others to accept themselves. And in that, you create a ripple effect that changes the world. True power comes from knowing who you are, from accepting every part of yourself, and from walking through life with that knowledge. It comes from standing tall, proud of who you are, and unapologetic about it. It comes from recognizing that you don't need to be anything or anyone other than who you already are to achieve greatness. When you accept yourself, you unlock the door to your true potential. The power of self-acceptance is the key to everything you've ever wanted in life. Love is one of the most misunderstood forces in the human experience. It's been sung about, written about, and talked about for centuries. Yet so many people still struggle to truly understand what it is, how it works, and why it's so elusive at times. You see, the paradox of love is not that it's hard to find or difficult to understand. The paradox lies in the very way we approach it. The more we chase it, the more it seems to slip away, and the harder we try to grasp it, the more it evades our hands. From an early age, we are taught to seek love. We are told that love will complete us, that we must find someone who will fulfill our needs and desires. We are raised to believe that we are not whole until we find another person to share our lives with. This conditioning leads us to a place of constant searching, constant longing, and often frustration. The paradox is this: the more we seek love, the more elusive it becomes. But what if, instead of seeking love, we allowed it to come to us? What if, rather than chasing it down, we simply relaxed, trusted, and allowed love to flow into our lives naturally? The paradox of love is that when you stop trying so hard to make it happen, when you stop forcing it, you create the space for it to enter your life effortlessly. It's like chasing after a butterfly. The more you chase it, the more it flutters away, but when you stand still and simply wait, it may land on your shoulder without any effort at all. This paradox extends beyond romantic relationships. Love is not only found in the arms of another person. It is found in the small moments of life: the kindness of a stranger, the comfort of a friend, the embrace of a family member. But most importantly, love is found in the self. You see, we cannot truly experience the fullness of love in the world around us until we first experience it within ourselves. When we stop chasing love and instead focus on nurturing the love that is already within us, that is when the paradox begins to unravel. We realize that love isn't something to be pursued or earned. It is a state of being, a way of showing up in the world, and a way of being at peace with who we are. We must stop looking outside of ourselves for fulfillment and begin the work of fulfillment from within. When we do that, we can confidently open our hearts to the love that we truly deserve, without fear, without shame, and without hesitation. The paradox of love is simple. It's not something you can chase down. It's not something you can demand, manipulate, or force. It is a force that flows naturally when you are at peace with yourself. When you release the need to control it, when you let go of the fear that you are not enough, love will enter your life effortlessly. It's there, waiting for you to stop seeking it in all the wrong places and to start seeing it within yourself. The moment you stop chasing love is the moment that love will find you. And when it does, it will be far more powerful and fulfilling than anything you could have ever imagined. Rejection. It stings. It cuts deep in ways that words often cannot describe. When we are rejected, whether it's in love, friendship, or opportunity, it feels as though the world has turned its back on us, leaving us isolated and unworthy. And yet, in this moment of deep pain, we must understand something that is far more profound than the wound itself. The wound of rejection is not a mark of our inadequacy. It is an opportunity for transformation. Rejection is not the end. It is the beginning of the most important journey you will ever take, the journey of healing. We often mistake rejection for failure, but failure is not the absence of success. It is the absence of learning, of growth, of transformation. Rejection may feel like failure, but it is not. It is a moment where you have been given an invitation to look inward, to reflect, to rise stronger. The reason rejection hurts so much is that it often touches the deepest parts of us, the places where we have placed our hopes, our dreams, and our identity. We invest so much of ourselves into others, into expectations, that when those are not met, we feel as if a part of us has been lost. Healing begins when we stop identifying ourselves with the rejection and start identifying with our resilience. It is when we begin to see ourselves not as the rejected, but as the ones who rise after being knocked down, that we truly begin to heal. Rejection does not have to leave you broken. It can be the spark that ignites the fire of your rebirth. You must understand that healing is not an instant process. It is a journey that takes time, patience, and self-compassion. Healing begins with forgiveness, and the first person you must forgive is yourself. Rejection often breeds feelings of guilt and shame, making us believe that somehow we were not good enough or worthy enough of what we desired. We may feel as though we failed in some way. But in truth, healing starts when we let go of that guilt and replace it with compassion for ourselves. We must learn to forgive ourselves for any perceived shortcomings, and we must release the need to be perfect in the eyes of others. The person you are right now is enough. You are worthy of love, success, and peace, and no rejection can change that. When we forgive ourselves, we free ourselves from the chains that rejection has placed upon us. But forgiveness is only part of the process. After you have forgiven yourself, you must begin to rebuild the trust you once had in your own worth. Rejection may have shaken that trust, but the truth is that you are more than your circumstances. Your worth is not contingent on anyone's approval or acceptance. The next step in healing is to focus on reclaiming the confidence that rejection tried to strip away. You do this by reaffirming your strengths, by reminding yourself of your capabilities, your value, and the countless times you have overcome challenges in your life. Your resilience is far greater than any setback you may encounter. Every time you rise, every time you dust yourself off and move forward, you are proving to yourself that rejection does not define you, it refines you. There is power in acceptance. It is only when we accept our vulnerabilities, our imperfections, and our human experiences that we can truly heal. The pain of rejection may linger, but it is through acceptance that we find peace. When you embrace who you are, flaws and all, you open the door to deeper self-love. You stop waiting for validation from the outside world and start validating yourself. You are not seeking permission from others to be whole, you are already whole. You are not waiting for love from someone else to feel complete, you are complete in yourself. And as you heal, you begin to see rejection for what it really is, a redirection. It is life's way of guiding you to something better, to something more aligned with your true purpose. Rejection, while painful, is not the end of your journey, it is a pivot, a turn that leads you to where you are meant to be. Every time you are rejected, you are being given the chance to redirect your path, to reevaluate your goals, and to realign with your purpose. Rejection is not a roadblock, it is a detour, a signpost pointing you towards something greater. Embrace it. In the process of healing from rejection, you will also find that you are no longer dependent on the approval of others. You will be free from the fear of rejection, because you will understand that it is simply part of life's ebb and flow. You will no longer fear the pain of rejection, because you will see it as the necessary counterpart to the joy of growth, transformation, and self-discovery. You will understand that your worth does not fluctuate based on external circumstances. You will learn to be the source of your own validation, your own love, and your own strength. Rejection is not your enemy, it is your teacher. It is a sign that you are growing, that you are stretching beyond your comfort zone. It is a reminder that your true worth is not found in others' opinions of you, but in the quiet strength you cultivate within yourself. You are not the sum of the rejections you face. You are the sum of the courage you show in the face of adversity, the resilience you demonstrate when you fall and rise again. Every time you face rejection with grace and dignity, you build a stronger, more powerful version of yourself. You heal, you grow, and you become unstoppable. So, embrace the wounds, for they will heal. Embrace the rejection, for it will guide you. And embrace the journey, For in the end, you will find that the strength you gain from healing is the greatest gift you could ever receive. In the end, rejection does not define you, it refines you. It is a painful yet necessary part of your journey, a force that pushes you to grow, to discover your true strength, and to find resilience in places you never thought possible. When you face rejection, remember that it is not a reflection of your worth, but a challenge to embrace your true value and potential. Healing from the wounds of rejection takes time, but it also brings incredible transformation. Through forgiveness, acceptance, and self-love, you can rebuild and emerge stronger, more confident, and more aligned with your purpose. Remember, you are not the sum of your failures, and you are certainly not the sum of others' opinions of you. You are defined by your ability to rise, to learn, and to continue moving forward with unwavering faith in yourself. So take this moment of rejection as an opportunity to reset, to redirect your path, and to grow into the person you are meant to be. Understand that the rejection you face today is preparing you for the success, the love, and the fulfillment that are waiting for you on the other side. Embrace the journey, heal the wounds, and step into your greatness, because no rejection can ever take away the power, the wisdom, and the strength that lie within you.